After 48.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes, and welcome back from that break, and it's still Frontline on New Frontiers Television. Yes, on Frontline today, I want to talk about a particular NGO in the Nigerian Baptist Convention. About 2 years ago, the director of ecumenism was here to talk about what this NGO is about, EDAPI, that is Ecumenism for Development and Peace Initiative. And yes, again today in the studio, I have with me Reverend Dr. Testimony Odefade, the director of ecumenism. And today he's here to talk about EDAPI, Transforming Lives Through Peace and Development. You are welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Yes. EDAPI is a non-governmental organization, and it is known basically for development and, of course, peace. But we would still like to have an overview, a holistic overview of what EDAPI is. What do you do?
Oh, Vic, I appreciate this privilege we have again to talk about the Nigerian Baptist Convention, non-governmental, non-profit organization called EDAPI. EDAPI is Ecumenism for Development and Peace Initiative. I want to thank God for the leadership of this Nigerian Baptist Convention, and under the administration of our father, Reverend Dr. Israel Adelani Akonji. Sincerely speaking, within these few years, we want to appreciate that the ministry has gone so far. The organization has been able to cover grants, and there have been more awareness among the church members, among the populace in the community, in the society, beyond the Baptist denomination. We have been privileged to work across cultures to various states in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, and at the same time to have connections with passionate partners who fall in line with what we are doing and continue to give support, encouragement, and counsel in different angles. So I want to sincerely say that the ministry is going very well. I can tell you boldly that when we talk of EDAPI, EDAPI is over 5 years old now in the Nigerian Baptist Convention, and our thematic areas continue to be constant in terms of climate justice, gender justice, peace building, peace education, areas where we have ministry among the traditional rulers and political office holders. We try as much as possible to do that. The ministry has been privileged, the organization has been able to have intervention in various areas on humanitarian aid as part of our thematic issues. And I want to say that from the time we met last to the present day, the time before us here cannot be enough to enumerate what you have done. But where I want to start with is just to say that the organization continues to grow as a non-profit organization and as a non-governmental organization. It continues to expand. We have the privilege in the last 2 years. Let me start by what happened in the year 2023. 2023, when we came here last, that enabled us to open grants in areas like attending to flooding disaster areas, attending to issues of gender violence in places where those things are becoming rampant. Most especially when you talk of sexual and gender-based violence, it's not a thing that we can undermine based on what we are undergoing as a nation. Our young girls, including men too, are facing similar things. Not only ladies are molested nowadays, even men also are abused by female. This has enabled us to attend to some of those issues in various angles. We have been privileged to observe this from time to time as part of the sustainable goals, the millennium goals of the of the global activities. We don't operate in isolation. We try to make sure that we operate in such a way that things that are germane to the benefit of mankind and humanity, we key into it from time to time. As I told you about let me take it one by one so that we'll be able to talk clearly. In 2023, you know, we participated in election. Yeah. And we have election integrity and political education across nations. We're able to take this to the level of involving ourselves in some states where we observe elections. And this really widened our horizon and enabled us to correct some things and empower members, electorates, and even political aspirants in those days. Yeah. This was done very well as part of what we did in that time. We are hoping that as we go on now, we keep on doing monitoring of performances of our politicians and political office holders and electorate as they are responding to issues and crises around us. You also can see yourself. It's a great job in our shoulder as EDAPI. When you say EDAPI means you are too young to die. That is our slogan. That is, for wherever you are, anything that can endanger your life, try as much as possible to avoid it, to desist from it. And that's why we say, EDAPI, you are too young to die. Push for peace. Push for peace. Push for peace. We do that most times, making sure that people come to that awareness and they're able to be conscious of whatever they are doing, from the secular level to church level. You understand that? Because when we talk of situations where we are trying to correct people outside, as a church-based, faith-based organization, we need to start among ourselves too. We need to make sure that our people also are able to project and carry themselves in such a way that they're able to sell such idea to people. What you don't have, you can't give to others. Sure. So we want to believe in that angle, that before you can talk of peace outside, peace within is very important to us. It's very important to us. Peace with you, peace with me. So that area of violence, we don't encourage it, and it's part of sensitizations we carry from time to time. And when it comes to advocacy, we don't joke with it in terms of gender issues, gender violence. That's why we key into another area of this gender-based violence, where we continue to see what can we do to sincerely identify the perpetrator of sexual and gender-based violence. And not that we see men as the perpetrator per se, but without deceiving ourselves. Men carry a large number of population of people who need to be attended to, who need to be addressed. If truly we want to curb sexual harassment, we want to curb sexual violence, we want to work on gender discrimination, gender injustice, gender inequality that our society are facing from time to time. So EDAPI keys to that. We move from place to place. We move across denominations in doing that. We move across cultures. We try to put into consideration the cultural milieu of an individual setting so that we'll be able to participate effectively and practically getting results among these people. We have been to Kaduna in such situations. We have been to, within the last 3 years, we have been to Kaduna State, we have been to Plateau State, we have been to Benue State, Maiduguri, Borno State, we have been to Anambra State. We are in Onitsha. Onitsha is Anambra State. Am I correct? Yeah. So we have been to Anambra State, where we even have opportunity to create platforms for EDAPI youth, EDAPI kids, you understand? EDAPI apostles, EDAPI disciples. Wow. You understand? We have been able to participate and involve some theological educators too. We have been able to penetrate some of our institutions. We feel that the fastest way to grow these EDAPI intervention activities is to carry the pastors who are still in training along, to carry them along, to empower them, to give orientation, adequate orientation, so that when they get to feed, to really give the word, from the pulpit, they also will know what to do and how to handle it. So, because gender violence, gender injustice, gender inequality is an issue that we must not trivialize in our society today. And that's why we appeal to churches to please take it so serious. And by the time we started with our churches, we feel that when churches are able to run with the vision, it will be easy for us to influence the society positively and constructively. In our activities and in our struggles to making things work, we have been privileged to penetrate some government houses too. We have been privileged to penetrate some government houses too. We have seen situations whereby we have to give what we call male gender justice, male champion for gender justice award, decoration, as a way of winning and wooing the government, those who are in governance. So when we give such a thing to the governor, we are believing that governor will be able to cascade into the local level and be able to reach out to his cabinet at one level or the other. And as well, we do that among the traditional rulers too. We make sure that our ministries in getting result in the community does not undermine the role of community leaders like community rulers, traditional rulers. We try as much as possible. As of today now, we are having over 200 of them in our database who are receiving cooperation and attention from us from time to time. How do we do that? We minister to them through fellowship. We minister to them through prayers. We minister to them through counseling. We minister to them through our showing empathy for whatever they are going through. So, and by empowering them, we link some of them up with our Bowen Bank to the point that they can go to the Bowen Bank, take one small loan or the other to service their needs. We encourage them to see the need to be involved. When we talk of, when we talk of our thematic areas, when we talk of gender justice, we talk of climate justice, we make sure that how do we involve these people to be able to minister well to the community in those areas. What do we do? I've spoken about gender justice to an extent, to the point that this Natasha issue, we do not take it for granted, for levity. We feel that she and Akpabio issue is a typical example of what does it look like. What do we do to add value to making sure that their crisis can be settled amicably with understanding, rather than rubbishing ourselves and washing our dirty linen outside? You see, that issue today, that scenario today have divided us. Some felt that the lady being cheated, the lady being marginalized. You understand that? You understand that? Some also felt that the lady is using her position for one thing or the other to carry to a public platform to appeal to sentiments of others. Nonetheless, how many women do we have in the House of in the Senate? 3. Only 3 of them. What do we do to encourage women? And when we have that 3, we are not talking of indiscipline. If anybody misbehaves, it can be disciplined. Yes, but at the same time, discipline the person and close the matter. Address issue, not appealing to sentiment and emotion. And if truly issues of sexual engagement, harassment are involved, let us settle it amicably. So let justice prevail. Those are the things. So advocacy in the sense that treat issues with maturity, with equality, with sense of dignity, with sense of respect for humanity, is what EDAPI continues to do. So that was why we organized a workshop recently in Abuja among the Pentecostal churches. There are a lot of bishops and archbishops from the Pentecostal churches attended, and one of the things we address is this gender justice. Gender justice. And male champion. So male champion there has to do with when male gender is properly educated and empowered, they will be able to see the need to defend women, the female in the society. We are doing that very well. So we started that one since 2023 and it's working well at that level. 2024, we are privileged to move to places like attending to humanitarian needs, where we have this flooding disaster in Borno State, specifically in Maiduguri, where it was recorded by information and statistics that over 3,000 lost their life to this unexpected flooding disaster in Maiduguri. Over 3,000. Thank God for Baptist World Alliance. Thank God for ACT Alliance as well, and other NGOs were able to partner with us to get things done in that area. We're able to attend to the needs of some. We're able to provide solutions. We're able to provide solutions and as well administer intervention programs like trauma healing, proper education to religious leaders and survivors. We're able to provide food items, you understand, and other things. We're able to empower some. We thank God that with this collaboration, the student ministry also was able to play some role in Ekiti, in Ondo State, where we went also to distribute some household materials, equipment, to keep people going, and some for entrepreneurship mediation. So these are wonderful things that we are privileged to do so far. Without much ado, I want to let you know that EDAPI is thriving and is moving higher. The churches are catching the vision. Many pastors have opened the door of their churches now at association levels, at conference levels, at local church levels. We have organized some town hall meetings where we're able to speak to ourselves, create platform and environment for advocacy, create platform and environment for discussions, for sharing of our experiences. We're able to minister to people, a few who have who are deprived of their opportunity at one level or the other. It has been so helpful to us. I'm trying to see areas that we need to talk about as well. When it come to peace building too, we try to see whatever we can do to make sure that peace reigns among our people. One major area we are working on now is how do we minister to the environment of our people, because in our collaboration with Ministry of Health in Oyo State, we observed there that malaria is another issue that we don't just feel that their health matters. Medically, those one take care of it, but in terms of education, awareness, sensitization, ecumenical ministry does that to open their eyes, to open the eyes of the people, and to create consciousness in them about how they can carry themselves and keep the environment clean. Because our job is pursuing the good of all. That's ecumenism, not the good of a few. Fighting for the vulnerable, defending the voiceless, doing all we can to making sure that life is meaningful to people around there. So in Indonesia there, when we go there, among the EDAPI kids, as I told you, we were privileged to enter a school there where the youth, the kids there in that school were properly educated, and they're able to say, I'm a champion. The teachers, the pupils there were given brief. At Ulisa here, we were able to work among this group of schools there too. Ulisa Baptist Church here, they have group of schools. We were able to work with them. I want to thank the pastor. So to let you know how churches have been opening their doors to get the members involved in understanding and building together for peace purpose. We are concerned in doing all these things because any little thing that can affect the well-being of human being will lead to crisis. And our goal is building peace, building bridges for peace, building bridges for perfect health, building bridges for perfect relationship, bridging bridges for community development. That is it. Our own is to connect where we feel that this thing you don't have here, is there anyone who has it somewhere else? Can we contact the person to come and help them in that area? We are doing that too. And that has been so fantastic in our relationship. And it has enabled us as well to work harmoniously, in harmony, with other departments of the convention. Social ministry, we have been privileged to have reasons why we have to work together, because this work intertwined. It's intertwined. It cannot be done by a particular person or by a particular department. Where we feel that we can open grant, where they will go there to administer, we do that. Because when you talk of ecumenism and meeting needs, is there any human being called ecumenism? Will ecumenism work among his staff alone? No, ecumenism penetrates and works in meeting the needs of the women. When you talk of the vulnerables, the women, the youth, the children, and the populace in entirety. So in doing that, you need to connect with the youth ministry and student ministry. You need to connect with social ministry or social concern matters. You need to connect with WMU or women matters. You need to connect the ministers forum on things that has to do with the well-being of the clergy.
Yes.
That is it. Recently now, as we went to that place, what they call it, to Maiduguri, we observed that there are some people with persons with disability, because this disaster did more havoc for persons with disability. Nobody to assist them. When the flood came, just rose unexpectedly. You see the crippled, they couldn't survive it. The blind ones, they couldn't get anyone to salvage them. You understand? So it really affected those people, persons with disability. What do we do now to avoid that in the nearest future? We think that we must have a ministry among them and encourage them for a sustainable future. So that's all I can say about what EDAPI has done so much for now. We are just, today now we were in a First Baptist Church, EDAPI, where we met with hundreds of people who came for free medical care. And we felt that we can touch their life in collaboration. So we work in collaboration, EDAPI works in collaboration with these 62 medical professionals who came from US to assist at EDAPI. You see, that's what they call it. 62 medical professionals have gathered themselves together to administer free medical care.
It's beautiful.
And healing to the people there. And you know, it's God that kills. Medically, we only care.
You only care.
So
yes.
on getting there, one of our ideas and our areas of intervention is food security. When you talk of health, what to eat matters most.
Sure.
Some people don't take that. You wake up in the morning, you eat eba. In the afternoon, you eat eba. Evening, you eat eba. You see, and you say you are talking of issues. You will surely have issues, except by God's intervention. As you are aging, there are certain things you need to eat. So, in that meeting, we are able to meet with them, sensitize them about what we call peace within. Peace within. What you eat matters when you talk of your health. And even when your health are becoming endangered, when you are discovering or you are growing up with some health challenges, if you eat some certain specific designated food, you can receive your healing, because food is medicinal.
Yeah,
food is a medicine. That is it.
Wow.
Thank you so very much.
Yes,
I can share.
EDAPI has really done a lot, you know, in the last 2 years when we had this kind of interaction, and we really need to appreciate this non-government organization for really doing a lot and also bridging the gap. You know, you are bridging the gap between, you know, the governments and the people, the culture and the people, you know, even religion and people.
Thank you.
Now, let us look at some of the challenges you have encountered, knowing fully well that when we talk about EDAPI, the non-governmental organization, it's not limited by, by culture, by religion, by anything. So what are those challenges that you've encountered in the last 2 years?
Well, challenges will always be there anywhere you find yourself, because there is no way you can do anything without encountering one thing or the other. Why? Number one reason is that nothing can be enough. Nothing can be enough. In terms of when you are thinking that you need money, money cannot be enough. When you say you need this help, help cannot be enough. As you are receiving one help, you discover another thing again that may call for such. Another angle of it is that the needs of people will continue like that. Challenges that we face are multifaceted. When you talk of human resources, God has blessed us. But the challenge of mobilization for financial resources have been so much overwhelming. But God has been faithful as we continue to trust God for that, because to really raise enough financial resources to meet needs everywhere may be very, very difficult. But it has been what we keep on thanking God that He has been doing that. We want to thank God for the convention, the Nigerian Baptist Convention. We want to thank God for Baptist World Alliance. We want to thank God for those who have been of help to us in the past, in our ministries like ICEED, like All African Conference of Churches, who have been so supportive from time to time, and so many other NGOs like ACT Alliance, like Bread for the World, like some other partners whom we are on the field together, trusting God for breakthrough. So challenges we face could be human. Challenges we face could be materials. Challenges we face could be in terms of money. You see, challenges we face can be in terms of the environment we find ourselves. Our environment is so complex. Most times that you only need to be wise in handling some of those things. You need prudence in handling it. Challenge of interfaith relationship is very, very important. Challenge of intercultural relationship is very, very important, the way you handle them. And when you talk of challenges across gender, male or female too, is very, very important. More so that the way you handle a case in the northern part may be different from the way they see it in the eastern part.
Yes.
This is very, very important. One thing that makes things more difficult is some obnoxious policy made by government. Obnoxious policies made by government may make things difficult. When I talk of policies, you see the economy of this nation as it is now. A price of something you submit today to a funder, before you know it, in the next few days has changed.
Yes.
So when you are trying to prepare or grant for about 200 people, by the time you get the finance, the support, it may not be able to take care of more than 100 or 120. So the ability to meet the needs of as many people who are seriously in need, that is it. Two, policy that affect our advocacies. Like when I talk of this gender-based violence, we are trusting God that every state, I'm talking of Nigeria now, should be able to embrace those acts. You understand? Acts that will enable the woman, the female child, to enjoy that protection. Judiciary as well should be able to carry out adequate judicial actions when it comes to justice, receiving justice as expected. is very, very important on issues. But when justice is delayed, you know, justice delayed is justice denied. So issues like that at times cause it. So policies of the government in the area of legislative approach to issues may be difficult. The area of executive perception of matters, causing delay and making the community feel as if we were not sincerely considerate of their situation. So, economic policy of the nation is not helpful.
It's not helping.
It's not helpful. We are hoping that in the nearest future, what government is put in place now will begin to materialize constructive. They will begin to materialize to the benefit of mankind.
Yes.
So that is the challenges. As I've told you, they are multifaceted. We cannot exhaust that.
Now, looking before we go, looking at it, you mentioned earlier that there are some partners, that have been working with EDAPI.
Yeah.
So, if an individual wants to partner with EDAPI or an organization wants to partner with EDAPI, what's the procedure? How do they go about it?
Yeah, individual does that. We have got individuals who have done that with us, and like issue of where we have a victim, let me put it that way, or a survivor who who was involved in an accident due to a riot, and she lost one of her hands, and the hand began to rotten. So we called on the government, we couldn't get anything. We looked for some individuals who can be of help. It was one person who helped us to purchase artificial hand for that lady. So it was that very person who helped us to carry the lady to India, where she received medical attention at that time. Even when the case was becoming degenerated, she has to be flown out. We are always grateful and indebted to such people. So, like we have gone online now for some other people also who need artificial leg, who need artificial hand. These are pastors' wives and pastors' kids. There is a pastor's kid now who lost one of his hands. We have gone on here. People have called me that they are ready to support. I should let them know how much it costs. Individual, not organization now. The same thing for a pastor's wife whose leg was amputated during the full announcement attack. She lost one of her leg in Kaduna, and the legs were finally amputated. So we got someone in Kaduna and in Abuja who assisted in getting the woman out of the situation. So individuals are expected to fund programs, to supply materials, to help us in the area of when we are talking of humanitarian hits like that of Borno now. We have a similar issue in Mokwa now. We need money. We need people who will give us food materials, food stuff. Immediately we get that one, we call social ministry. Let's go there and do it, because anything that has to do with distribution at that point in time, we involve our social department here to do it together. You understand? We need individuals who have the skill in specific areas, like these medical practitioners I told you now. 62 of them are in Idikana. Individuals. They come together to volunteer their skills, their giftings to help humanity. We need such a thing from time to time. So there are a lot of ways individuals can involve, can donate to us in cash, they can donate materials. Once they make themselves available for such a thing, a lot of things are on ground for us to do. Now, going to the convention every year now, I've been struggling for 3 years now, because the persons with disabilities, I have a group of people over 150 who are deaf and dumb. You know, to organize program for such a person, for such category of class of people, you will need to provide transportation. You understand that? You will need to struggle how to feed them. And trusting God that somebody will be willing to carry out this responsibility for us one day. That's it. The same thing with the blind. The same thing with the handicapped of all kinds. I want to get to a level that at the convention session, these people also will be able to participate. That's why when you see some high-profile programs nowadays, you see somebody sign language interpreters. You see them now because people expect that at every meeting of such, one or two of such vulnerable, less privileged person will be there. So we welcome individuals who can be of to us in various angles, in meeting needs, in supply materials. When we talk of vehicles now, the job we do now calls for mobility. We are praying that very soon God will provide an EDAPI bus for yours.
Amen. Amen.
EDAPI bus.
Yes.
We are thinking of office now. Everywhere we go now, we want to enlarge our office. We have already got one office for EDAPI, but we need a place that could be enlarged. A whole house. Somebody can build a EDAPI house for us. Because EDAPI, as we are doing it, our vision is as going to become a world-class NGO, international. Yes, a world-class NGO international, whereby everybody will see it as a source and a place of habitation, a place of succor, a place of solution by the grace of God. So thank God to the Nigerian Baptist Convention. We have started somewhere.
Yes.
So our goal is that think big, start somewhere. And God has been helpful.
Yes,
thank God to those who have helped us in the past. I don't want to mention any names here.
Yes, I want to thank you.
We want to thank those sponsors, those funders, those individuals who have been coming to our aid. We still have a lot of people now in need whom we believe that they can help us to attend to. We have so many programs that need to be sponsored. To carry monarchs around, it's not easy. It was the convention president who paid the accommodation of all our monarchs when we were in the Abuja convention. The present convention president, he wasn't president that time, Reverend Dr. Adelani Akaji. He paid the accommodation in Abuja convention. We are still trusting God that this year again, we will get somebody whom God will use to do that. This year also, he paid the accommodation of all the monarchs who attended at Redemption Camp. So individuals who can donate like that, individuals who can sponsor activities, programs, intervention like that, individuals who can be involved in our humanitarian programs like that. We have been struggling with what to do with Bayelsa. People have been calling us in Bayelsa there. How do we come and respond to their flooding disaster too? Where so many churches have been displaced. Church members have been displaced. Churches are flooded. What do we do? Because it has become that every year, this year, they will have flood there. They will pack away. Later on, the water will go. What do we do to really carry out a sustainable, permanent solution to that kind of area? It's part of what we are doing. So thank you so very much for that.
Yes, we want to really appreciate Reverend Dr. Testimony Onifade. Thank you for taking us through the journey of 2 years about what EDAPI has been doing. And we hope that when next one will call you, you have more testimonies to tell us about EDAPI. I also want to appreciate Reverend James Adenrele, who accompanied the Director of Ecumenism. And that's what we'll be taking on our interview segment today. Let us take a break, and after which Frontline will continue. Do stay with us.